Feeling like I'm trapped in my damn mind. Tell the feeling like I'm rapping a damn lie. Tell the feeling like my life is a damn game. Nigga really wanna die in the nighttime. Only time I feel pain when I'm feeling love. That's why I said it on my face that I'm down on. Only time you got my mind when I'm all alone. That's why I'm never really alone in the nighttime. Change hoes like clothes, I can get attached. Cause these hoes fight toners like lit matches. I've been feeling really low, stuck in all attachments. I don't really go outside cause I hate traffic. I don't wanna go outside, get
on their home floor last year. Earning on the driving kick. PJ Washington leads for Lively for the jam. A bobble by Bridges. Shot clock down to 6. Lively on the switch. Towns on the post up to a cutting Bridges. Well done. Washington, a drive and a spin. He brought the ball down, but then took it up and hit with a foul. Maxi Kleba's in for Lively, going right at him, his heart. Washington the rebound. Here's Grimes, quick attack, transition, lays it in. Field goal percentage last year and this year as well. Now here's Jalen Brunson against his former teammate. Kleba leans out to challenge the shot, but Brunson hits it. Washington Jr. guarded Brunson the last time down on the switch, and here's PJ Washington taking it inside to score in that game, and has been out since. And that puts a lot on the plate of players like Spencer Dinwiddie, who just came in, who finds Marshall for the corner three. In the third quarter, pivotal to a double-digit comeback in the game. Drives on Jericho Sims, ducks around, he throws up a prayer, and the answer is yes. Kyrie.
And this is where Jason Kidd talked to us about Kyrie playing off the ball a little bit more, allowing Spencer Dinwiddie to initiate offense, allows him to roam free.
Went 5 of 7 on 3, 16 of 23 overall. Monday in Denver, deep three. Irving hits it. Deuce McBride. Down low, Mouse in the house. Towns turns and jams. And regardless of what happens on Friday night, they'll be playing for the championship of Group A and moving on to the knockout stage. And that's Gortman for 3. Here's a drive by Hardy, a lead for Washington, poked away by Deuce McBride, and it's Hart who centers the break. Bridges, and that's the first 3 of the game for the Knicks, who had only their second quarter this season. Shot 38 from the floor, 24% from 3, and a 5-game series victory for Dallas. Rhythm dribble by Grimes and drills the three-pointer. We'll see what the read is here for Dinwiddie. Floats it out to the corner. Washington, just his 3rd made corner three-pointer of the season. Grimes catches the outlet. And Anunoby just lost his footing, and a finger roll for Grimes.
When you can scout and you can really just scout for 3 or 4 different guys, it's a lot easier. Now you've got to play everybody honest. You got to play them all straight up, and the Mavs are just moving the basketball.
23 points for Anunoby per game in the last 9, but he's in a drought. Kyrie is not. Sims is in. Grimes finds Marshall, and Marshall rattles in a 3. Over 2 more fouls committed per game. They've gone from 10th in the league last year to 21st in the league this year in fouls committed per game. And another one. And they'll count the basket on a Grimes pass intended for Powell. Marshall trying to deny Brunson on the drive with the spin and the shot and the hit. Jalen Brunson.
Making one possession at a time and chip away. And he's right, it's got to start on the defensive end of the floor. They've got to have ball pressure.
And they played a good defensive sequence, forcing a low clock 3 that Dinwiddie makes as he goes to ground. Next Tuesday, on the floor, Anunoby dug it out. Brunson, late clock, slings it over to Bridges. Corner 3 rattles in. Washington, the pass up ahead, developing 2-on-1. Marshall will take it himself for the rimrocker. For Dallas in the first half. 8 in the quarter. Pull up by Brunson is good. 8 in the second quarter tonight. Washington turns the corner. And the giant killer is good for PJ Washington. The fewest points allowed by the Mavs in any half this season. A drive into the paint. Kyrie Irving got the bounce with 2.1 left.
New York's got to find a little bit of rhythm. They got to get OG Anunoby acclimated. They got to get him going on the offensive end of the floor.
Explosive thrust to the basket by Bridges. I think as long as the game has been around. Bluffs the three, working late in the shot clock. Irving late in the clock, drives, pulls, and hits. Biggest lead in the game.
And those are the types of plays that can't happen. You get a defensive stop, you've got to be able to secure the board. You got to give yourselves a chance.
Offensive rebound, Bridges. Hart moves it to Anunoby. As Washington backpedal on the jab step, but he went to Towns for back-to-back threes. Timeout, Dallas. And Disney Plus. By tonight's standards, there's a run going for New York right now. 6 straight points, but stopped out of the timeout with a baseline J by Irving. 32 paint points for Dallas tonight. They are 4th in the league at 55 a game. And then a quick attack at the other end of the floor. Brunson slicing into the lane. Throws up a pass that's stolen by Grimes, who eludes Kleba, and the fast break opens up for him. Late decision to go to Kyrie Irving.
Quickly when they're in the quarter court, they are playing with pace on both ends.
As we watch New York here on offense, I think it was very interesting to talk to Tibbs before the game as Towns finishes. Washington Jr. As someone who's been to a lot of NBA broadcast meeting referee sessions, as Brunson explodes to the basket and scores with a foul. Dinwiddie scored last time down and does again. Back-to-back trips with deuces for Dinwiddie. Approaching 4 to go in the third. Dinwiddie and Kleba run the screen and roll, pulling up edge of the lane, and a good bounce for Dinwiddie. Soft touch. Jay Kidd has said that's almost like playing a back-to-back when you have to play on one night and then turn around and play a day and a half later. A new game is Brunson with more paint points tonight. He's at 21 for the game overall.
Well, there are large momentum shifts throughout quarters in a ball game.
Wow. And Dinwiddie providing a momentum shift in the third quarter of this game. January the 11th, 2024, last season. The Mavs in a home game against New York as Bridges knocks down a three. Having sealed the deal, and Dallas won 118-114. That's a contested three with a hand in his face. Dinwiddie over Deuce McBride. Goodness. But it was an out-of-sorts possession for New York. Not so for Dallas. Chance for a 4-point play for Grimes. They're taking fewer, shooting them at the worst percentage in the league until 3 games ago, as that's a tower of power finish by Derek Lively. And with that, Dallas crests the century mark with just under 9 to play. Freed to roam to the basket. The hard roll and finish. If there's going to be a run, the time is now for New York. 7:40 left in the game and down to a 16-point game.
Well, and you mentioned if there's going to be a run, but what Dallas has done such a great job of is stopping them. They're not allowing New York to get multiple points, multiple possessions in a row. Back the ball game in positive ways.
That was a great giant killer finish in the paint by Payne, and now a steal. Here's Hart. Breakaway dunk for Josh Hart. Long offensive rebound in the hands of Dinwiddie.
The hustle plays, the multiple levels of effort. You know, there are days where the ball bounces your way, and trading baskets, mini runs aren't going to cut it when you're trying to come back from a deficit like this.
5 minutes left. Dribble handoff to Anunoby. Plays it in for his second hoop of the game. Dinwiddie and Dallas content to take some air out of the ball here. Now Lively comes to screen. Washington. Contested corner three is on the money.
Multiple possessions for his team.
Brunson all the way across the floor, hits the pull-up. Cannot believe this 4-game run by Marshall. Brunson finishes inside. Marshall scored a career-high 26 Friday in Denver. Brunson. And Brunson, who had 30 in a visit to Dallas last year. Dallas. Kyrie is a 50-40-90 player. And shooting almost 50% tonight. Big swat by Washington on an attempt by Towns. Kyrie to Marshall for the slam dunk. Timeout.
They don't play with a lot of pace, so they weren't going to get multiple possessions unless they strung stops together. But an absolute dominant performance on both ends of the floor by the Dallas Mavericks.
Mavericks swept the season series against New York.